I think as coaches, we need to be so careful and offer people measurable kind of analytics for progress. And again, an example would be, okay, did my client get stronger? I can show, yes, over the course of 2 months, they increased their, their military press by 8 kilos. Wow. Also, we could measure their waist. Oh man, they lost 3 inches on their waist. They're doing really well, and be able to show the client, look, you're making progress. Don't get discouraged. Let's keep on going. But when there are these nebulous ideas from these coaches that are offering embodiment coaching or, fulfilling your highest self so you can make more money in your income, I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I don't understand what that means. And it's not that I'm not giving these people a chance. It's just now seeing the plethora of coaches popping up into this space, and they all have a tagline, and they're all having these really beautiful professional photos taken. And it's like, okay, like that puts your eye on the image, but when people bite, do they know what they're getting into? And especially with these high-end coaching packages, do they know what they're spending their money on? And is it trackable over time? So Ryan, again, these are kind of some thoughts in my mind right now. And we had talked about this last week. And I don't know if my mindset is in the proper place on this subject matter, but I do think it's a potential problem, and we just need to discuss it and kind of nip it in the bud before people are harmed when they're expecting to be propelled in their life, and instead they're just paying for snake oil.
For sure. And I do think that those are all things to look out for with accountability. Like there are a lot of these situations where it's like, yeah, I can help you with this. And then it's like, oh, but it didn't. Well, it's on you though. Because at the end of the day, it's on you. And like you can, and sorry for people that are hearing a bunch of pounding that's going on right now. I guess they're deciding below me to renovate the unit. So, so apologies if you're hearing that. But when it comes to like the coach client relationship, I think that it is important for what you're saying to be present with this. Like, okay, like I'm doing this because I have a passion. I've done the work. I have the program. I have the protocols afterwards. Like, we're going to tailor it to you. I think what's happening right now, like you said, a little bit of it is everybody wants this entrepreneurial thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, who's the first people that are going to like jump towards it because it's like, oh, I just don't want to do the 9 to 5. And it's like, cool. Well, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to get that first client. Like, how do you know? You don't know until you just try it. Let me get that $5,000 client. Yeah. And then you got somebody else that wants to go that route too, but they don't know where to start. So now they're paying somebody who also doesn't know where to start, but just has a little bit more false confidence. And now you have this shit show of a horrible relationship.
Yeah, I think that's really well said. And if anyone's familiar kind of with the internet marketing scene, it's very much like this. You have this like young, well-dressed, kind of like snappy guy. And he's like, I made, $10 million in the real estate market, and I'm going to show you how. It's like, I'm always thinking, if you made $10 million in the real estate market, wouldn't you just stay in the real estate market instead of coaching people to do this? Because it's likely bullshit. It's very much probably bullshit, and we all kind of realize that. But I'm like, well, if you're such a good coach, why are you not coaching people? Why are you training other people to coach? So I'm not saying it's all like that, because, Tony Robbins does this stuff too. But I mean, he's got CEOs, he's got very successful people in his programs, and obviously does an amazing job and can provide these transformational experiences. But it's like, where do you get to the point where you actually are legit? Because fancy marketing, for someone like me, I'm so immune to it now, because you just notice it right away. And in my inbox, Ryan, I just get so many offers to, oh, you're going to be an influencer for X, Y, and Z brands. Like, we sign up for a phone call and get on this? And I'm just like, report, spam, unsubscribe every time. Because, and I'll give you another personal example. I've been pretty successful as a personal trainer just kind of training these quote unquote high end clients and, people in prominent positions in their company or in politics or whatever else. And just being marketed to by these young guys like who are 21, 22, promising me that they can get me high end clients. And I'm like, dude, like, have you ever had a high end client? Like, do you know what it's like? Because if any of my clients got a call like this, they would immediately hang up. Like, they're not biting on this stuff. Like, I know them, we're friends. And you know what they expect from me? They expect loyalty. Like, that's it. And it's not hard. And the relationship works well because I give them what they need. They give me what I need. And on top of that, the cherry on top is that we become friends. So it's like, it's an enjoyable experience. I train them, they give me money, and it's like hanging out with friends all day. But to compromise one of my clients and try and get some like hungry young kid who just wants to sell their product and doesn't really give a shit, I would never introduce my clients to someone like that. So don't appreciate those offers coming to me. So it's a tough time. And I don't want to step on my own foot and say that I'm so anti everyone, because I'm definitely not. And I think humans are incredible, the things that we can do, especially when we put our minds together. But I do want people to be aware of charlatans in the space